going on, guys? What is going on? I'm trying to do this and add something in real quick. But thank you guys for attending, all that are in attendance. Um, Hopefully, this is going to be a good one today. Something that maybe you can gain some knowledge from it today. So this is Your Neighborhood News with Ron, your next agent. We do this every Friday at 7. I'm a little early today by about 2 minutes, but wanted to make sure I was on time. That's a lot of things. If you're not familiar with the real estate market and how it runs, it's a kind of a stigma that agents tend to be a little bit late. And I didn't want to do that to you guys, because if you're in attendance, you're actually here because you want to know some knowledge. You want to have some knowledge about what it takes to become a homeowner, what it takes to sell a home. So today, I want to make sure that I'm giving you the best value for your time. So let's get started. Thank you so much for attending this evening. If you can do me a favor, like this video, share this video with your family and friends, help my channel grow. If you think that they need this knowledge, if you think that they need some help with real estate and they need a real estate resource, I would love to be that real estate resource. With that being said, who do you know that is in the market to buy or sell real estate this year? Okay. Is it you? If so, I'm Ron, your next agent. Okay. No matter where you are, no matter where anybody is, if they need assistance in buying or selling real estate this year, I know an amazing agent and you're looking at them. I have connections in so many different places and I would love to help. How you reach me, okay? You can hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, Reddit. You can email me. All of it's going to be the same. Ron, your next agent. Only thing that's different is on my Twitter. It's TGIF Ron, or thank goodness I found Ron. And everything that you're seeing now, all my information is there. Reach out to me. I'd love to assist you in your real estate journey. Something that's coming up next, tomorrow, I have an open house in Fort Walton Beach. That is in the Panhandle area, if you're not familiar with Fort Walton Beach. But there's an open house from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage, amazing space. It's near it's near the middle school, the high school of Fort Walton, so it's right in a nice area. So I really would love for people to show up, come see it. If you bring the flyer that you see here, do a screenshot, whatever it may be, it enters you in to a nice bottle of wine. Now, if you don't drink, I understand. I can, facilitate a different beverage, one of your liking, but definitely also scan the link that's there. It'll get you in contact with me if you're interested in selling your home this year. I do a free evaluation on your home, tell you, an estimate of what the value of your home would look like. Ultimately, if you've seen all of my videos before, you decide what the price of your home is going to be. Okay, so you should have already seen these in the mail. If not, you will start to see them in the mail. I am doing a home buyers course for those that have maybe had difficulty in the past on getting approved for a loan. This class I'm doing tonight is kind of geared towards giving you a preview of what to expect, but the one-on-one sessions that I'll have, or the group sessions that I'll have, Ultimately, you guys will decide what day that fits better for you. But we'll delve into as much about what your goal is to buy a home, whether it's this year, next year, the following year, whenever it may be, what steps you need to take to get there. Um, it's okay if you've had trouble in the past. It's okay if it's been credit issues or any type of hiccups that you may have had. It's about what will happen in the future. And that's the resource I want to be. I want to facilitate those bridges to get you to where you get over to the other side of being a homeowner. And we don't want you to kind of drown in the rental market and just be a renter forever. There's nothing wrong with renting. However, if you have a goal of buying a home this year and you may have had some hiccups, scan the link there. It'll direct you to my Facebook page. If you're seeing me on my Facebook page, send me a message, say, hey, I'm interested in the class, and I'll sign you up. I'll send you the information that you'll need, some paperwork that you'll have to fill out, and then we'll go from there. All right, so let's talk. How do you prepare to become a homeowner? That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about what steps you need to take to prepare yourself to get to the other side. First and foremost, we want to know, what's your time frame? We may have a dream of becoming a homeowner, but the reality is, what are the steps to get you there? What are the factors to get you there? Could it be your budget? Could owning a home be within your budget? Where are you trying to live? Where are you trying to move to? What's the location that you're looking for? What does your credit score look like? Is it struggling? Is it a struggling credit score? I'll be the first to admit, when I first got married, my credit score was extremely low for me. I was like at a 424, which is, low. I had student loans, I had medical bills, I had phone debt. I had so much stuff on my credit report. It was somewhat embarrassing for me. But something clicked for me. Something said, hey, at some point you might want to fix that, So I looked at my credit. I looked at my score. I looked at stuff that I could actually tackle. I looked at it and said, well, I got a couple dollars here. Let me start saving for this and repair this. Or let me start knocking this off. Let me call them and see, is there any type of payment plan or payment assistance I can do to raise and get rid of that debt? So those are things that I would love to sit down with you. I know of credit repair individuals. I won't say companies, but individuals, people that are in the business that are doing it on a regular basis that can show you how to come up with a plan to get your credit score from where it is to where it needs to be, okay? And give you plans to keep it there in the future. So if you ever want to buy another home, whatever it may be, they can help facilitate that bridge, as you will. And then you really want to look at how you are right now as a renter, what you're paying in bills, what you're paying in rent versus what it would look like as an owner. Speaking of which, most people, come on screen, you can do it. It's an easy transition. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna be real here. A lot of times, for me, I try to be as PG as I can. However, I just recently found out there was a famous YouTuber that actually passed away recently. He was authentic to himself. Many people didn't like some of the things that he said, but he was 100% authentic to himself. And I have to be that for me. So we about to get real. So renting versus owning some ish, okay? Yes, to rent is a little bit less stressful because, hey, I can always call my landlord. My landlord will come in and they'll repair stuff. Great. unless you can't get a hold of your landlord. Have you ever been living in your home or you're renting a home, AC goes out and you can't get a hold of your landlord? Or they call you and say, hey, I'm sorry, fix it and I'll just take it out of your rent. I literally had a buyer sit down and tell me that they're having that difficulty with their landlord of actually getting things fixed, and their landlord just telling them, hey, you fix it, I'll just reimburse you. You also have the fear of, what if the landlord doesn't want to be a landlord anymore? What if that person doesn't want to rent their home anymore and they decide, hey, I'm going to sell it? What do you do after that? If you know how competitive the rental market is right now, all it takes is for the rental market to shift to where the rents go up. And the next time you sign your lease, your rent goes up. What if you're right at the tip of your budget? What if you're at 1,600 is the tip of your budget, and now your rent is 1,650 or 1,700? What do you do? I mean, I don't want to scare you when it comes to renting, but essentially all you're doing is paying someone else's mortgage. If you change anything in the house, you got to bring it back to where it was. When I first got married, me and my wife lived in an apartment for 4 years. Living in a property for a long period of time, there's bound to be something that happens, whether you're vacuuming, you nick something, or someone's playing around and makes a hole in the wall, whatever it may be. That security deposit that you think you're going to get back at the end, now we have to repair this. Now this doesn't look the way it did when you first moved in. Excuse me. It's bound to change. Things happen. But in the long run, what do you really get back? All that time that you put into renting, what do you really get back? Now, owning, it's a little bit different. Yes, you're responsible for repairs, but that's what insurance is for. That is what home warranties are for. Home warranties have changed over the years. There's a lot of things they cover. Yes, it's an extra fee, but it's worth it in the long run, especially if an AC goes out and you don't have to fund it all the way out of your pocket. Refrigerators, stoves, whatever it may be, a plumbing issue. If you live in Crestview, some of the homes, most of the homes are septic. Having to repair your septic tank or replacing it can be expensive. If you've ever looked at inspections on a septic tank or getting the septic tank pumped, it varies. It could be $450. It could be $600. That warranty may cover most of that, if not all of it. You can have some of the same stress-free experiences owning a home as you do with renting. However, if you decide you want to sell your home, that equity, that investment you put into your home, it comes back. Have you ever had a landlord come to you and say, hey, you've been with me for 4 years. You've done such an amazing job at upkeeping the house. You know what? I'm going to give you all that money that you put into the house back to you. That ain't going to happen. I'm still waiting. All the houses that I rent, I'm still waiting on people to give me a check. But it's not going to happen. The house that I own right now, I bought it right around $210,000. I've looked at the value of my house, and in 3 years, it's almost at $300,000. It's right around $280,000, $285,000. A lot of equity to get in just a short period of time. It's an asset that I can leave to my daughter. Can you leave the house that you're renting or the apartment that you're renting? Can you leave that to your kid? They have to sign a new lease. It's not here's a present. You'll never be homeless as long as you keep this up and pay the taxes. Right? It just doesn't happen like that. And let's say you want to travel next year and now your home is going to be empty. There's so many people that are at a space where they can't buy Not because not because it's not possible. It's just they're not at that point yet. They need to rent. As an owner, you can facilitate that. I own a rental myself. Whenever rents change, rents go up. It's beneficial for me. It may not be beneficial for the renter. I try to be as accommodating as I can. However, it's about what's the purpose of me renting it? It's to gain revenue. That's how landlords look at it. Okay. All right. So yes, credit score matters. First thing you want to do is you want to find what your credit score is and where it needs to be. There are so many different apps, there's so many different programs that can help give you a ballpark, if not the exact number. You can contact all the credit unions to find out what your score is with them. You can get a detailed report of what is shown on your credit report. You can dispute these things. There are so many different companies, there are so many different people that work for different companies that can help you to facilitate repairing your credit. I think we need to make that a goal for this year. I need that commitment for yourself of, okay, I'm going to put the time in to better myself and fix my credit and start working on better and pushing myself into investing in myself. Buying a home is kind of an investment into yourself, investment into your family. It's an asset, like I said before. Also, not adding more to your plate. A lot of times what people do is they get comfortable in their space and they realize, well, hey, I'm comfortable in my space. Let me go out and buy this, or let me go out and do this. Ooh, this new credit card came in. Let me start using it. That can benefit you, but it can't. It's a two-edged sword. So you really have to be careful what you add to yourself. All right, so what is your budget? Where does it need to be? A lot of people, when they start looking to buy a home, they start from the same place they did from renting. They go, well, I can afford to pay $200 or $2,000 a month, but I really don't want to. Or I can afford to pay $2,500 a month, but I really don't want to. And that's a good starting point for yourself. But it's really about how much debt do you have? How much can you truly afford? Try not to live above your means. Getting rid of some of the debt, some of the things that you don't need. It is really trying to prioritize, is that a serious goal for you? Is it a serious goal to be a homeowner? If it is, then you start making those steps. You start handling the things that you need to handle. You start weeding out the things that you need to weed out. You start saving, because there are going to be down payments and there is going to be closing costs depending on your loan, and they're going to vary. I'll show you a couple of the numbers. These are just estimates, okay? Just don't think that they're, okay, Ron said if I did a house at $400-some thousand, that my closing cost is definitely going to be this. It varies depending on where you're at, what your interest rate is, what your insurance and taxes are, what your transfer fees and everything like that. It will vary when it comes to down payment and closing costs, but these are just some estimates, okay? So if you did a $400,000 loan, right around from 3% to 3.5% down payment, and that's going to be right around $14,000. Combined with closing costs for transfer fees and everything like that, roughly around 23, could be more than that. Like I said, it depends on insurance, taxes, is there HOA, any type of new buyer assessment fees, whatever it may be. Monthly payment would be right around 2,500. Could be less, could be more, depending on how much down payment you truly put in, where you got your interest rate. $300,000 loan puts you right around 10,500. That could also vary depending on what you qualify. If you want to put more down, putting that amount down along with closing costs, right around 17,500, and monthly would be right around 19. That is at a lower interest rate. The higher the interest rate, the more the price will go up per month, and closing costs as well. $250,000 loan puts you right around down payment at around a little bit under 9,000. Your total closing cost down payment is right around 15,000. Your monthly could be right around 1,600. Now, VA loans are a little bit different because VA loans are 100% financed. So there's no down payment on a VA loan. However, there is closing costs. So your closing costs would be right around 9,000, could be higher, could be lower, depending on your state, depending on where your home is located, their taxes, how their millage rate is. Monthly payment right around the same as it was before. Could be higher, could be lower, right around 2,500. 300,000, $7,000 closing costs. Could be higher, could be lower. Like I said, these are just estimates. Monthly is right around 1,900. 250 with a VA loan, $6,000 roughly. Closing costs could be a little bit higher, especially depending on where you're located and if insurance is higher or lower. I know ages of roofs do affect insurance. Electrical panels do affect insurance. Any type of repairs or things that need to be do affect insurance. So your prices could go up. Your monthly payment could go up because you're paying that money into escrow for when your taxes and insurance is due every year. All right, so this is just a rough estimate if your interest rate was right at 6%. For a $150,000 loan, right around $1,200 a month. If a $200,000 loan, right around $1,600 a month. $300,000 with a 6% interest rate around $2,380. If you get a $400,000 loan with 6% interest, you're right around $3,147. Interest rates could go up higher than that. We used to see interest rates way lower than this, but this is still kind of low. 6% is still a very enticing interest rate, especially for the market right now. All right, so what we're going to do next week. Next week, we are going to talk about, making that commitment to start saving for closing costs and down payment. How long is it going to take you? What are you committed to do? So if you think, if I budget right, 6 months, I could probably do $10,000 in 6 months. Great. In 6 months, instead of stopping there, we'll go to a year. That way, you'll have 20,000, a little bit of a cushion. Great. It'll give you more time to actually see if you could budget and save and really commit to making that dream a reality. If some people may already have that $10,000 already in their savings. So now, how long will it take you to get another 10? Okay, where do you need it to be? Do you need it to be 10? Do you need it to be 30? Where do you want it to be? And where do you want your monthly payments to fall once you get to that point? We also want to talk about weeding out the do nots, the don't needs. If that means I don't take a trip to the beach that's 20 miles away, or I don't do an hour drive every weekend to the casino, or if I don't do Starbucks this week or next week or for the rest of the year, I do coffee at the house. No, it's hard. Starbucks is addictive. I know it. but it's about budgeting for what your goal is. And everyone that's here looking at me now, your goal is, I want to become a homeowner this year, next year, in the future. Okay. And then we'll look at the programs, the assistant-based programs. I have a young lady that was on one of my podcasts before. I'll leave her for you guys, or just email me or text me if you want her information. Amazing, a loan officer. Give you information on the types of programs for down payment assistance, bond type programs, whether you should use them, whether you shouldn't. You know, some people feel as though, hey, if it's there, use it. But learn the ins and outs of it before you decide to make that decision, because it may be more beneficial for you to just save for the down payment, save for the closing costs, or depending on once the market starts to stabilize, because it's starting to do it now, it's starting to stabilize, maybe you'll start seeing a transition where people ask the seller to do closing costs, whatever it may be. But we'll address that in the next class that we have. All right. So thank you so much, all that were in attendance today. If you can do me a favor, like, share this video with your family and friends. Help my channel grow. I'm a relationship business. I'm a referral business. I don't care where they are, where they're at in their journey on real estate. I would love to assist and help them. So how you can get a hold of me? Before I do that, this is where I ask you, who do you know that is in the market to buy or sell real estate this year? If it is you, I would like to be the first to say, hi, I'm Ron, your next agent. If you know of anybody that wants that to be their goal, is to become a homeowner, send them my way. I don't care if they're in Alaska, Hawaii. I know an amazing agent that is in Hawaii right now that would love to help you out. So let me know. I know Alabama, Atlanta, plenty of agents that would love to help you become that homeowner you're dreaming to be. This is how you reach me. You can email me, ronyournextagent@gmail.com. You can call me. My phone number is 850-797-2563. Any of the platforms, just type in Ron Your Next Agent. If you're on Twitter, you go TGIF_Ron, which is thank goodness I found Ron, and you'll find my information there, phone number, my website, everything. All right. As always, thank you so much for attending today. This has been Your Neighborhood News with Ron Your Next Agent. And I am going to change out this. That way you got my information in my face as big as day. So if you guys have any questions, you can email me. You can shoot me a text, whatever it may be. I would love to be of assistance to you. This is my passion. This is what I love to do. I love when people accomplish something that they never thought they could accomplish. And if I can help you do that, it would be my honor to be a real estate resource. You guys have a wonderful evening, and thank you so much for attending. I'll look for the comments. I'll look for the likes, the shares. Have a blessed day.